Welcome everyone, this is Polyfuels and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week we have with us Terry Adwin.
Hi.
And Sanswinda.
Hello.
Hello there, and let us look at the latest news, where we'll begin with The Beacon, where we have issue number 34 and a pair of orcs at the top.
Yeah. Better than spiders.
Well, I guess you've got that. I presume they're not in Kirathungul then, right? Or actually,
well, there are spider webs.
Yeah, so it could be in Kirathungul. You're right. These could be orcs maybe inspecting.
I don't know, but those are cool looking shields that they've got.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
And in the community spotlight, the organizers of this year's Winterfest are taking band submissions. So you could go to the Beacon and click on the highlight to find out how you could get your band into this year's concert. And the Feathered Hat Society is one of LOTRO Stream's newest shows, and you could also look into that, and that'll be on Friday evening.
The Feathered Hat Society?
Yep,
Sounds
the Feathered
cool.
Hat Society. Does that mean that you have to wear a feathered hat in order to be in the kin?
Probably. Well, those are easy to get. You just do Life of a Bounder.
Well, yeah, that's...
I mean, they give you a feathered hat when you join the Bounders.
Yeah, they give you a
That is
feathered
true.
hat when you join the bound. That's one type of feather. There are other feathered hats in the game also, of course. Because I believe one of the options at the end when you're doing the doing the Archit, I believe the hat that you get there is feathered. That one of the hats you can get there is feathered. I think it's the light one or something. It has a rather big feather. The one in the Madams is a much more subtle feather, of course.
True.
Yeah, but who wants subtle?
If you're going to have a feathered hat, you might as well go all out.
Exactly. I mean, if you're going to wear feathers.
Well, you do have that. Then let's head into the weekly comment, where they ask us to tell us the lamest LOTRO-related dad joke you could think of. Dad joke? I must be missing something there. I take it we can't come up with any. None of us can come up with one. Well, while we think of that, let's see what else we have in the fan site news then. The Expected Unexpected stream quests every weekend on Brandywine. And Oculus Nerd continues his trek in Moria. Yes, that's... And Finney Jones controls an entire band, and he could click in the Beacon link and for the tutorial on this. So therefore, it shows you how to have an entire band of 6 playing all together while multi-boxing. Whew. And that, of course, requires 6 accounts.
That's way too much multi-boxing.
Well, that's not the most extreme I've heard of, because there are the dancing hobbits in the
I can't do that much multi-boxing.
Yeah, where you have the dancing hobbits in one of the bands, in one of the German bands. And our screenshot of the week is a warg. That's right. Crookshank the warg headed to Bulwer to see some upcoming PvP changes in this week's screenshot of the week. So anyone come up with a lame dad joke or...
I found some in the comments, if you'd like to hear them.
All right, let's hear a couple of them.
Barleyman Butterbur says, Bill the Pony came into the inn the other day. I asked, why the long face?
Oh.
What you
that's what they mean by dad jokes. Boy,
what do you call Sauron's daughter? Pink Eye.
Oh,
An elf, a dwarf, and a man walk into a bar. The hobbit laughs at them and walks under it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that would be enough of that. So let's have a look at Borer build number 3, where they are continuing to make updates in the raid and a couple other tweaks.
including apparently more tweaking of the Cat Wander sequence, which now runs very smoothly.
Excellent.
In case anybody was concerned about cats wandering.
Yes. And kite cosmetic pets will now settle at a lower height when you use them indoors.
Well,
I hope they
good.
don't mean including the Mordor ones, because the Mordor ones have a
The
lower
water
height
ones
as
are already
it is.
really low, so if they settle lower indoors, it'd be like on the floor.
Yes.
Nobody wants their kite on the floor.
You come into a building and then you have to drag the kite behind you. Like a little kid it fell out of the sky and they can't get it back up.
And yeah. And
What's the other thing I saw?
yeah, also, it looks like in the Gorgoroth steel chest, they are adding some housing items, including a means to play The Floor is Lava.
Yes, and that sounds really cool.
It sounds like so much fun.
Anybody who gets one of those in a chest and doesn't need it can donate it to me. I'm no longer getting those chests because they were taking up too much space in my inventory.
Well, yes, that is.
So- They're on my filtered loot list.
Well, you could take them off when you start getting keys from
The
dailies.
keys are expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
when you start getting them in dailies.
or if you get one from a deed or something.
Yeah.
Then you can take it off till you can open
I don't
one.
understand how many chests I was getting. We would do, like when we do Thursday night LOTRO, it's about 2-3 hours. I was getting, I kid you not, like 10 chests.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have an alt whose vault is full of them, and I started deleting them because...
And there's no way I was going to get that many keys. So they're on my filtered loot.
Yeah. All right. That makes it. In fact, I do destroy most of them that come into my inventory these days. And we also have the High Sorcerer of Harad in the High Elf starting area now uses an appropriate weapon. I'm sure everybody is pleased with that.
Because when you're fighting a sorcerer, you want him to have a weapon, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, especially when you're so talented that you can do all of this with, what, one rusty knife?
Yeah.
Like, of course the sorcerer should have a better weapon. Forget about the champions.
Yeah. And the cooks now have some new Doomfold recipes that are automatically granted to them. These are level 115 cooked items. This is for cooked food and also for the snacks. What are they called, the snacks?
Snacks!
Yes.
Trail food.
Yeah, trail food. That's it. Yeah, the snack. Yeah, the trail food. So,
Or you could continue to call them snacks, because I just like hearing Pine Leaf say snacks.
I think the emote when you do it says eating a snack or something like that.
I
think it does. The progress bar, you mean?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
progress bar.
Yeah, I think it does. It says something like having a snack. I have snacks all the time in game. Actually, I'm running low on snacks at my warden.
And in case you're feeling sorry for Dust, Dust has requested a makeover as she no longer looks like a swirling dust cloud in the Isengard Inn.
So, I have a question, Pineleaf.
Yeah?
I kind of got focused on the cooked food for the Doomfold recipe because I wanted to test and see if it was actually any better or at least equal to cram at 115. And my cook can't make it, so I've got to work on that because she needs a barley bread recipe. Lame. Anyway, she needs to figure out how to make stout beer too. But
yeah. What I did is I used I hovered over it for what it results in, and that told me what its stats were. I compared that to cram since my character is 115, and it's equal to the values on the 115 cram.
Nice. So then how's the trail food different?
I didn't take a close look at that. I know it is higher than the current trail food, than the 106 trail food.
But is it as good as the old trail food was before they nerfed it?
Oh, you're talking about actually, trail food was not nerfed in the same way that cooked food was.
Trail food was nerfed in that it only provides one stat now instead of all four.
Yeah.
But they were significantly increased.
As far as higher stats. Yeah.
Right.
So therefore, it's one stat higher rather than 4 stats all at once doing everything.
And it was a significantly higher amount than the old Honorian ones were.
Yeah.
So it's good to see cooked food getting a better option. At least comparable to cram option.
At least comparable to cram. And it will last for 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes of cram.
It's very sad.
Yeah, well, that we're happy to get up to cram level.
I know.
Yeah.
Up to cram level. Lovely. Yeah. Hopefully the beer recipe isn't replicated too. Is it?
What? Oh,
for making the cooked food?
No, I don't think it is. I think that's probably. I did not look at the beer recipe, but I presume that's a journeyman probably recipe because the last one was an apprentice level one where the apprentice beer did it.
That would make sense. So I'll have to play with that some more.
Making sense isn't necessarily going.
Yes, well, this whole making sense business. We'll cook apprentice stuff for Doomfold recipes, and we'll go back to Rohan to get the Skarn to make hope tokens, but yeah, making sense might not work that well.
Oh, actually, I think it's a bold stout beer, in which case that's also an apprentice level.
Oh, nice.
Now the real question, is it a replicated recipe?
That is the real question.
I doubt, because having that would sound rather strange, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but the barley bread is replicated.
Well, you do have a point there. It says it's purchased from a novice cook.
Okay, that's better. So only one replicated recipe to make the recipe.
Yeah, and since that is re-rep, it's not exactly like a really difficult rep to get.
No, because you can buy those clickers at the skirmish camp if you really want to.
It's true. Yeah. So it's a good thing that my cook's leveled up from cooking, because she's totally a hobbit who's barely left the Shire.
Hasn't made it to Bree yet, yes.
I think she made it as far as Bree, because she has both Bree Stable Masters unlocked, but I don't think she made it any further.
Alright then, let's see what's on sale then.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because we actually have really cool sales this week. Our free sample is a Universal Solvent × 1 with coupon code SOLVENT4U. Now through November 16th, and 30% off quest packs, 100% XP boosts, Mithril coins, and Max Morale and Power Squirrels.
Yay!
Nice to see quest packs on sale.
And Mithril coins.
And Mithril coins, because I can always use more Mithril. Plus, I think my mother's going to purchase Evendim.
Ooh, nice. And the universal solvents are super useful right now for the recipes again.
Yeah, for the crafted essences.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
I guess I
somebody
keep
was-
on forgetting about those. But what? Actually, the crafted essences there for which type of recipes? I think it's like everybody except for cooks or something like that.
Scholars don't have it.
And cooks don't have it, I think. So that's why I haven't been paying attention to them.
But the recipe that uses the universal solvent is not single use, which makes the universal solvents even better deals.
Yeah, because you don't have to rebarter for the recipe after you've made it.
You just have to come up with universal solvents, which isn't that easy to come up with, but
I actually have
this
enough
week you can get
stockpile
one.
that I still have some left over. Because somebody was nice enough to make me new gear.
You're welcome. That was super nice of somebody.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. Anyway, does anybody have a new player question for this week?
Oh, I do have a new player question for this week. I'm not typing in the right place. How do lore masters have two pets out at the same time?
Ah, yes. What do they need to do in order to do it, or how is it that they're capable of doing it?
Maybe both.
Right, because in fact, I believe I was talking to your sister earlier today about this one.
Right, she stumped me with this question earlier. So now I'm passing it along to experts who might be able to answer it.
Right. In order to have two pets out at the same time, you need one that takes up your main pet slot, which could either be your combat pet, or it could be one of the ones that you get when you unlock the Lore Master only cosmetic.
Exclusive cosmetic pets.
Right, the ones that you unlock through Radagast. And you can get at other places, like the turtle at the Matham House and stuff like that.
That's the whole reason I farmed Shire up.
Was to get that turtle?
Yep. On my Lore Master.
So if you've got one of those ones, like from Radagast or the turtle from the Matham House, then it counts as a combat pet?
Yeah, it takes up the combat slot.
Well, it takes up that slot, yeah.
Okay, so if you've got one of them
actually-
out, you can't have a combat pet out.
Right.
Right. The thing is that those were the original cosmetic pets because before only Lore Masters were able to have cosmetic pets for a while.
Okay.
And then when they created regular cosmetic pets, they of course were completely independent of that, and any character could bring it out, so they do not count as a Lore Master pet. Then they're just a separate cosmetic pet slot. And in that case, if you have your combat pet out, you just click on the cosmetic pet and it comes out in the usual way. And I demonstrated that to your sister by asking her to bring out her kite, because kites count as cosmetic pets.
So what if you do it in reverse and you have a kite out? Can you then summon a combat pet?
Yeah, you should be able to do that. Yeah, you should be able to do it either way.
Okay.
I think your sister didn't have any cosmetic pets other than the kites.
There's a possibility of that.
Right, because you get the kites when you buy Mordor, or with I think with the advanced ones at least.
Right, and her
Well, there's
character
pets available for barter in
festivals and things.
festivals too.
Yeah, there are all sorts of things for festivals, and there are some that are available in Mordor. For example, snakes.
Right.
And mole rats and stuff like that.
Mole rat!
So we could show the barter stuff to your sister in case she wants to get any of those.
That would make sense.
So it doesn't look like she's flying a kite all through Mordor if she wants to have.
If she wants to have a different pet.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's head into our week in LOTRO. And Terry Adwin, what were you up to?
Well, some people may remember I was talking about getting my warden up to level 75 so I could get her a war steed last week. And that happened. And then Sans was kind enough to help me achieve war steedness.
That was fun.
And then she went back to questing in Dunland, where she is currently fighting things in the Gravenwood and coming up on the skirmish, actually.
Okay, so you're going to do the skirmish at the appropriate time?
Yes. She's probably done it before, but yeah, and for some reason, despite the fact that I've been killing like lots of stuff over here around the tree, I only just unlocked the Slayer of the Dead deed after like 5 or 6 dead things. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, so now I have to kill lots more dead things. And I did roving threats of the waste with the girls of Middle-earth, which was kind of fun because I didn't take Terry on that one. I actually took my Ariad burglar. And so I got to demonstrate that the burglar warsteed skill that lets you disguise yourself as an orc actually does allow you to run among roving threats without aggroing them, which was pretty awesome. It was like, oh, everybody else stay right there. I'm just going to go ride through them, check them out.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then she's trading in the yellow line, the yellow warsteed line. And one of the skills that you get in the yellow warsteed line, in addition to the warsteed bubble of everybody, which is really cool, you also have a skill that you can use to turn one of the enemies against its buddies. So we'd come across this pack of roving threat, and he'd have a bunch of buddies, and then all of a sudden, one of them would go green. They're like, why is it green? Because I just turned it. It's on our side. It's okay. And Landra Valteri did some more questing in Tellith Urwi. Is that where we're at?
Yep.
Earned the Master Mangler title, which is cool, but she's still not giving up her Skirmisher of Middle-earth title for it. Because that's just going to be the title she wears for forever. And so yeah, we played Orc Dress Up Take 2, once more with feeling. Did not go so well, because we may have had some issues aggroing a couple of the orcs. Because apparently you need to keep moving or they get suspicious.
Yeah, they get suspicious.
We didn't die, though. And then fighting in the arena was really funny because the goblin is betting against you, even though he says he's not betting against you, which is really hilarious. And then he gets all upset because you've ruined him, despite the fact that you've already beat the guys like 2 days in a row. Yeah. So some awesome quest writing there from the Standing Stone folks. So had a lot of fun with that quest. And Sans, what were you up to this week?
Well, this week, on Thursday night, I was embarrassingly defeated by watching Stone Spirits.
What?
Well, they just kept coming and coming and coming, and we were trying to read quest text.
Oh, yeah, I blocked that. Well, somebody told me to keep reading.
Guilty. Anyway, I discovered a red circle again, and after that little misadventure was sorted, helped run some trains of orcs out of Thorzaf as we were picking up slop and serving drinks and waking up sleeping orcs so that they could cheer and jeer and stuff again. And then fought solo in the tournament for the first time on my Ariad Hunter. First time that I fought solo in the tournament out of the 3 times that I've now done that. First time doing any of this on my Ariad Hunter, of course. And, yeah, it went much better than I anticipated it was going to go. I almost kept pace with Pineleaf and Terry if I ran onto the bridge first. So that was pretty cool. And then I got to go raiding with Ploy this week. And Cinders got to come for part of it too, which was really cool. But I got to take my Runekeeper, who Pineleaf can tell you is really squishy. And may have demonstrated her squishiness again earlier today, I Rivendelled a bridge. That's how I found her. Never mind. That's how I found the red circle again today on her. But that was really fun. We were running Helgrad at, I think we were on level, 115. And then afterwards switched to Sands and did some of the Fornost instances at 115 as well, with 5 people and then 4 people. So, it was good to test my skills and get to have fun with Ploy, because they're pretty awesome people. And my captain, who's been running with my sister's guardian, they have officially made it to the 21st hall in the epic story.
Woo!
So, yeah, that's kind of a pretty big accomplishment for them, especially since we've been spending so much time with our Aria characters lately. And then I did lots of crafting and roving threat hunting. In the Wastes, went roving threat hunting in Forkel, went roving threat hunting in Evendim, and am trying to convince my sister to open up Mirkwood so we can go roving threat hunting there. And yeah, then I made gear and jewelry and found lots of Skarn for hope tokens, and...
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the hope tokens. Yeah, that was my week. How was your week, Pineleaf?
Let us begin with the field trip on Arkenstone, where we took our level 25-ish characters through the parts of the Lowlands after the Forsaken Inn, though we did drop by there once or twice during our time there anyway. And we killed lots of goblins and lots of spiders and a few dour hands, and we finished off by arriving at Oscaruth. Then on my main character, on Crick Hollow, I was running dailies. And I must say that resource instance on Mountain Doom, that is a tough instance.
There's a resource instance on Mount Doom?
That sounds kind of fun, even if it is tough.
Yeah, it is. When I say tough, I mean, you know how on resource instances you have 60 minutes in order to complete it?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing it today, I think it was either today or yesterday when I was doing it, it took me 57 minutes to complete it.
Wow.
Ouch.
So I barely got finished on it. Now you got to consider that I'm a cook, so therefore I'm not stopping around picking up all the scholar mats or the wood or what other items you can find throughout there. I am trying to get by the monsters as quickly as possible, get to the end, fight the boss. And of course, when you finish off the boss, then bats coming along in after the boss, and every once in a while it looks like bats spawn and start attacking you, so therefore it's like, what annoyance! Eventually I just had to do a plot. After the boss was dead, I had to do a plot just to get rid of those bats so that I can go get out of there and be able to turn this in so I wasn't in danger of failing the quest because I took too long to get out of the instance. I don't know. I just think that resource instances aren't supposed to be top-end tough dungeons. And when you're facing at least 2 signatures in many places, and occasionally I wound up facing 3 signatures at a time, that's not solo content these days. Might have been back in the days of the 105 level cap when characters were a little bit on the overpowered side, but In Mordor, I don't think two signatures at a time is what I call soloable content, especially if it adds coming in and stuff like that.
My Rune Keeper agrees with you.
Yeah, it's because I know that I probably could not get any other character through there other than my main. And my main is the closest one there is to a fully equipped one in there. My weapon, at least on the DPS side, is at full, but certainly nowhere near on the legacy side. But it is the closest thing I have to a fully equipped character, and I just barely scraped through there. On my Gladden Lore Master, I finished up the Misty Mountains, and I headed into Angmar and started doing all the stuff that I need to do down there. On Laurelin, I made it to Kirith Ungol and killed many a spider and quite a few orcs over there. And, oh yes, and today, right after my session with Sans and her sister, I learned what happens to the Iron Garrison.
Oh. The ones in Moria?
Yeah, the ones in Moria.
Just making sure I was paying attention there.
Yeah, that's the... You learned that during the Dwarf Allegiance quest line.
So you're telling me I need another Allegiance or to get somebody there so I can see that storyline too?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you care about such things.
Good to know.
And I also finally finished the Hobbit storyline. We currently have 23 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of LOTRO Players News. This week, we did not receive any emails, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@LOTROplayers.com, and you can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, LOTRO Players @LOTROPlayers, Ariandis @Ariandis, Maven @Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needle, Senswinda @Senswinda, and Terry Edwin @Terry Edwin. The Players Alliance has 2 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. You can join us for our live shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight, and this is Pineleaf News reminding you to skirmish responsibly.